River Community Bank Stadium on the campus of Hortonville High School, the site for tonight's non-conference football game between the Hortonville Polar Bears and the visiting West De Pere Phantoms. It's a bit rainy, a bit humid, and it's late August here in the state of Wisconsin, week 2 of the high school football season. And we're expecting an interesting matchup between a pair of teams that normally don't see each other too much on the football field. But I'm Ricardo Arguello, here part of USA Today Network Wisconsin, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, also of USA Today Network Wisconsin. Don't forget about our guy CC doing the old camera work for us. He's manning all those cameras and switching viewpoints, all that kind of stuff. Really happy to see him taking care of all that, Brett. But hey, I'm not sure if rain's going to completely miss us tonight, but it is a rainy forecast. It was very rainy getting here. And, hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate tonight.
I think she will. I think people need to kind of leave her alone a little bit. She's getting a little angry. People complaining about the humidity and the heat and the mosquitoes, and just going to leave her alone. All right, this is her warning shot to say that what's to come is that cold stuff that we don't want to talk about. But you're right, Ricardo. This is a fun matchup, and if it's anything like last year's matchup, that was a high-scoring battle, won literally on the last second, a touchdown pass from Sam Dodd to remember Parker Lawrence. I wonder if he's listening tonight. The Hortonville standout now at St. Norbert College. We'll talk about him, I'm sure, later on in the webcast. But we get something like that tonight. We're in for a great treat, and it should be very interesting. Non-conference battle, but two teams that are very similar, obviously, in size, and just down the road from Hortonville is West De Pere. Looking forward to this one. Should be fun.
Yeah, West De Pere with a lot of tradition, within the early last decade, or throughout the decade, I should say, from the 2010s. Hortonville is on the upswing and really competitive and making playoffs and all that kind of stuff. So we're expecting a good matchup tonight between the Polar Bears and the Phantoms. I'll start off with some Hortonville notes, and then Brett will follow with West De Pere. Again, these notes put together by Brett Christopherson every week, as he always does. He's doing yeoman's work. What about Hortonville? Well, the Polar Bears are coming off a 17-7 season opening victory over Appleton East last Friday in a Week 1 non-conference matchup at Pickett Field in Appleton. Hey, quarterback Sam Dodd, one of the very best quarterbacks in the state. He accounted for both of Hortonville's touchdowns. He ran for one and threw for another. He ended up throwing for 117 yards and that touchdown on 8 of 22 passing. Also rushed for 62 yards and the score. That was on 10 carries. Hunter Strange paced the Polar Bears in rushing with 88 yards on 17 attempts. Adam Voss, Aiden Least led the way in receiving. Voss finished with 3 catches for 42 yards and a touchdown, while Least added 2 receptions for 31 yards. 5 different players caught passes for Hortonville, and if you look at it defensively, August Marr had a huge game with 10 total tackles, including 9 solo stops and 2 sacks. Preston Menino added 8 total tackles, and Dodd, by the way, is coming off a season in which he earned a unanimous first-team all-conference honors after throwing for 1,614 yards and 14 scores. Entered the 2021 season ranked 8th in the state among senior quarterbacks by WisSports.net, and Hortonville was able to play a full schedule last season, finishing 4-4. Now, Hortonville's at Marshfield next Friday in a Valley Football Association matchup. They're not in the Fox Valley Association. We'll talk about that, Brett, as we kind of go along here. That game is scheduled for 7 o'clock. But, yeah, Hortonville, Appleton West, they're in the Valley Football Association, and while the rest of the normal teams in the FVA, well, they make up a little bit of I don't want to say a short-changed FVA, but it's a smaller grouping of teams.
Yeah, we talked about that last week too, Ricardo, because we did the Kaukauna Schwabenau game, and teams in these leagues are sort of in these leagues as far as Kaukauna and Hortonville typically share the same conference, the FVA, but I think Appleton West Hortonville get a little hosed here as this realignment goes. I think they'd like to play some of their brethren over the FVA. No offense, of course, to the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Let's talk about the Phantoms. You mentioned Hortonville 1-0, West De Pere 0-1, and the Phantoms, they're coming off a 60-31 non-conference loss to Wauwatosa West last Friday. That was a season opener. Just up the road in De Pere. Najee Mitchell, the talented West De Pere running back, he had a touchdown runs of 24 and 3 yards, while quarterback, you're going to test me right away, Samuel Alkanivich. I got it. Tossed a pair of TD passes to Landon Nordgaard. You know that name.
Sure.
Scores of 41 and 4 yards to pace the West De Pere offense. Defense, though, was a different story. Check this out, however, as the Phantoms surrendered 580 rushing yards to the Trojans. That accounted, Ricardo, for all of Wauwatosa West's offensive yardage. which it amassed in just 20 plays. 20 plays they ran, and they piled up almost 600 yards all on the ground.
Is that efficient?
Well, check out these scoring runs and the totals. The Trojans touchdown runs of 65, 29, 73, 11, 79, 38, 23, and 93 yards. Waquan Kelly for Wauwatosa West, he inflicted the most damages. He rushed for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just 9 carries. Ricardo, quick math, 31.5 yards per carry average for that young man. Elandis Pete, he added 166 yards and 2 TDs on 6 attempts for a 27.7 average. And then there's Avery Dixon, very talented trio of running backs for Wauwatosa West. He averaged 32 yards per carry, finishing with 96 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 3 attempts.
3?
So West Pere, obviously we'll see if they made some adjustments, shoring some things up or defensively. We'll see. But as I mentioned last year, that was a high-scoring game. 43-39, I believe, was what Hortonville won. So might be some offensive fireworks again tonight. West Pere, like Hortonville, also managed to play in the fall season.
Okay.
Last season, finishing with a 4-2 mark. The Phantoms opened with a 43-39 home loss to Hortonville. Then had to shut it down, if you remember this, for nearly a month for COVID issues, of course, before finally getting back on the field. They then responded with 4 straight victories, but then saw their season come to a close with a 21-20 setback against Luxembourg Casco. That was a WIA Division II Level 2 playoff game. Remember, there were only 2 levels of playoffs last year, and what was an odd season to be sure. Up next for the Phantoms, they're at Ashwaubenon. We saw the Jags last week. That's next Friday in a Fox River Classic Conference North matchup. That's a revamped league as well. There's a North and a South to the FRCC. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m.
Again, it looks like the rain's holding off for now, Brett. You expect it to maybe hold off the rest of the night?
I think so. I think we're going to be okay. Maybe there could be some sprinkles, but we'll see. I think we're Menasha, that Nina Menasha game, I heard was delayed 30 minutes, so 7:30 start time over at Calder Stadium.
That's our meteorologist, Brett Christopherson here.
Hey, thanks to our sponsors. First, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, and of course the Community First Fox Cities Marathon. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Family-owned for 20 years, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Delivery service is available. Call them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Hey, and there's still time to join the fun of the 30th running of the Community First Fox Cities Marathon, presented by Myron Construction. That's coming up September 17th through the 19th. There's a safe race for every pace. Register today for the half marathon, relay marathon, 10K, 5K, or the kids' events, or join the celebration as a volunteer. Visit foxcitiesmarathon.org for details. Ricardo.
Yeah.
Run.
Oh, no.
Come on.
More like walk, slow. Brett, I really like your sportswear there from Cooney's. I have yet to see anything, but I hope something's in the works there.
I think it is. We'll talk about our sponsors throughout the course of the live stream, but first things first, it's time for our national anthem.
For the playing of the national anthem.
our national anthem, and now we're getting ready to meet the starting squads for both West De Pere and Hortonville. Announcing the defense, starting defense.
Got to thank Sam Englund, our buddy, right? Hortonville High School athletic director, for getting us all set up. Fantastic setup here.
Yes.
And you know, we were talking about with CC before you got here, but the benefits, Ricardo, of a turf field when it's a rainy night, right? I mean, you know what field conditions are going to be. So Hortonville, still a relatively new field, maybe 3 years old, something like that, but a gorgeous facility here. And a fantastic press box and setup, so thanks to Sam and the IT staff for getting us all set up. Always love our visits to Hortonville High School.
I do remember covering a game here before they had the turf field, and it was raining, and it was a mess here, and this field's gorgeous, and obviously with the turf field, there's better drainage.
You can have torrential rains, and you know you're going to get the same type of playing surface, and I know we're seeing more and more of it. We talk about it a lot on our live streams and our R&B show and even Varsity Roundtable, but more and more schools are turning to turf fields, and I think we're going to see even some more schools next season. I'm hearing Xavier could be in the works for a turf field. Little Chute could be looking at a turf field. So we're going to see the Mustangs, I think, in week 6, so we'll have to talk to Kelly Wallace, the athletic director over there. And
what about Freedom?
Well, I don't know if there's any plans for for the Irish.
I don't think there's plans for anything.
There's just so many benefits to it. Yeah, you just never have to worry. And I remember covering a game here way back when it was Xavier and Hortonville, when Hortonville was part of the old Valley 8.
Sure.
Kevin Rohr was the quarterback for Xavier, a fantastic team that got all the way to the state semifinals. Lee Weiland, a wide receiver under Dave Hinkins, and it was kind of a yucky evening there. And you know how it gets, all muddy and sloppy, and the footing gets bad, and don't have to worry about that here as the Polar Bears coming through that little inflatable setup there to our left as they take the field and jump around the midfield on their logo.
Inflatable Polar Bear.
Well, it's a good matchup. You know, that Neenah Menasha game's a kind of a marquee game, but this is too. I think these are the two marquee games of the night. And I know yesterday you were up at Green Bay Preble for Appleton North Preble, and boy, the North Lightning, wow, they took it to the Hornets.
Yeah, they had a tough loss last week to Franklin, 35-31, where Franklin scored 21 fourth quarter points to pull out that win. Yeah, the UW quarterback had a big game, 5 touchdowns, but Brett, North looked like it had a little bit of a chip on its shoulder.
A little angry?
Yeah, they were up 35-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
They won 56-6.
That made, I'm guessing, for a very short second half.
Yes.
Running clock, of course.
They had running clock after the first quarter. Well, no. You
have to wait till halftime.
You have to wait till halftime, but they got up to that barrier, the point barrier, 35-0 after the first quarter.
We're going to see Appleton North in a couple weeks. The Lightning have that big showdown with Kimberly A North in week 4. We'll be there for that to live stream that game next week. A little preview. We're going to be at Neenah. We're going to be at Rocket Stadium to see the Rockets and Oshkosh West. They had a big week 1 win. It was like 54 zip, and they got, I think, a pair of really nice running backs. So the Wildcats could be a team to keep an eye on as well. So looking forward to that as we head into then week 4 for that big Kimberly-Appleton North matchup. That should be a fun one at Papermaker Stadium. First things first, though, week 2. And Hortonville will be kicking off to start this game. Looking back to receive this kick. I see Najee Mitchell, number 3. And then number 32, Guy Reese Goodman, also back to field the kick. So a lot of speed there in the kick return unit for West De Pere. Ricardo.
Drew Klein getting ready to kick off for Hortonville.
He's got a big leg. We were watching him. What was it? CC, wasn't he doing 52-yarders? He did a 52-yard field goal in pregame. And you can see this.
There you go, yeah.
We talked about that last week. We saw some great kicking for Kakana. It just stresses an offense when you have to make them go 80 yards every single time. And obviously, with Klein and that leg, I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of kickoffs like that tonight, assuming Hortonville scores some points and has to kick the ball off. So first and 10 for the Phantoms at the 20, Ricardo.
Yeah, and interesting to see how West De Pere comes out. Again, they're coming off that big loss to Tulsa. Was it West?
Wauwatosa West, yeah. Defense was the issue. Phantoms did score, 31 points? as your quarterback, Ricardo, number 15, Sam Alkanivich, the 6'1", 180-pound senior, with the keeper. Picks up about 5 yards on that.
Takes it right out to the, they're marking it at the 26.
It's like 6 yards, yeah. All things considered, a pretty nice night for football here at Hortonville, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean,
Not too bad.
The humidity's high, but there's a nice breeze blowing. It's not too bad.
There's Mitchell now, his first touch of the game. Nice job bouncing it outside. Speed along that sideline. Dangerous once he gets out in the open field again. He had a pretty nice game last week, a pair of touchdown runs in that loss to Wauwatosa West, 24 and 3 yards for Mitchell. And I know he got some looks last year, and Mitchell, Ricardo, only a junior, 5'10", 175 pounds, but I know Chris Grice and that coaching staff very high on Mitchell as an emerging running back in the FRCC North.
First down and 10, ball at the 37 for West Pere. Mitchell again. This time nowhere to go. Good penetration by that Hortonville defensive line.
Yeah, they look like big old number 63, Zach Roovers, one of the captains for Coach Ben Stump. Roovers, 6'1", 260-pound senior defensive lineman, doing a good job shutting his blocker, and Mitchell lucky to gain a yard on that play.
Second down and 10 at the 37. Look out.
Yep, nowhere to go. Boy, good run, though, to get up the gut. Alkanivich, he wanted to, that was a quick strike, and it was covered. So he did a nice job not forcing that play and got a lot of, some positive yards at third down and short coming up at the 45.
Yeah,
sometimes you'll see these quarterbacks, Ricardo, still try to force that play.
Oh, yeah, 8-yard gain, so he has 2 carries for 14 yards already. It's a quick snap here by West Pere. Just to see what Hortonville's, what defense that they're in. Phantoms, third and short.
That was a direct snap, or no, it was a
handoff to Mitchell.
Yeah,
he got
I'm
the first
sorry.
down.
Alkanivich to Mitchell. So good job right now in this opening drive by the Phantoms. The best defense, right? It's a good offense, keeping those guys off the field, keeping them fresh, and picking up a couple first downs, milking that clock, taking their time, and ball near midfield. Good start for West Pere and Chris Grison. We know that name, the head coach of the Phantoms.
Used to coach over at Freedom.
He's been at a couple different spots. Yeah, I remember Freedom, where they had an all-NFL coaching staff, I think.
They certainly did.
Talk about Coach Grison throughout the night as well. Mitchell, nowhere to go.
Goodness.
Wow. That was big old 77. Joseph. Let's see if I can get that last name here. Dejaneff, a senior defensive lineman, Ricardo, 6 feet, 300 pounds. How about that?
Right on the dot. I'll tell you what, Mitchell had nowhere to go.
Nope.
He was hit as soon as he got that ball. So brings up 2nd and 13. 3 receivers near side.
Alkanivich looking. He's got to get rid of it. Watch
out!
out!
Yep, that's number 20 for Hortonville, Brett. That's Preston Menino.
I think there was obviously some miscommunication on that play. It almost looked like Alkanivich was looking for his receiver to kind of tail that more towards the sideline, a little bit more downfield. He threw it to a spot, but Menino was right there, and no chance for the intended target there. First turnover of the game.
Brett, they had the 3 receivers to the right, to the near side of the field, but that's where he's going to go with the ball. And good job by Menino to recognize the chances that pass is going to come out his way.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a cushion, but he was ready, and he saw that. He jumped on that pass, knew that there was no way it was going to hit his intended target. So great field position for Hortonville, ball at the 37-yard line. Let's check out what Dodd and this offense can do. Is that Strange with the carry?
Yeah, number 28. Hunter Strange.
Another one of Ben Stump's captains here for the Polar Bears. You look at Hunter Strange, a 5'8", 175-pound senior. Really good-looking running back as well. Strange, 88 yards on 17 attempts in that nice season opening victory for Hortonville. 17-7 over Appleton East. East really a program on the rise as well.
They're competitive. It was a competitive game throughout.
We'll have to get your thoughts too, Ricardo. Hortonville, one of the teams maybe figures to be in the thick of that VFA race. There's a little play action. Dodd downfield. Watch out.
Brett, I wanna add that our friend Ken, the official,
is he back?
He is watching tonight's game.
Fantastic, Ken.
He couldn't be there week 1. I think he was on vacation again.
How can you be on vacation week 1 of the high school?
Come
on, Ken.
He's not an active official.
He's on the payroll for us, isn't he?
Right. Yes. Be expecting that check in the mail sometime soon.
No, I was thinking more like M&Ms or something.
Oh yeah.
Box of Hughes chocolates.
4 receivers.
Sit, Dodd. Dodd, good job. You get rid of the football. I think that's incomplete.
That hit the ground.
Yeah. So 4th down, and how about West of Pere defense, Ricardo, after that getting gashed last week, did a good job responding. And I would imagine Hortonville's going to. Oh, they're going to say that was a catch.
What? Okay.
So that's a first down. No, it is a first down grab. So
yeah, it's 11-yard gain.
I thought like you, Ricardo, that hit the turf, but the officials are right there.
Who caught that? Do you remember? Did you call scene?
I did not get the number on that jersey, so our apologies. Ball at the 26-yard line for
There's a
fumble in there. There's another turnover. Jacob Breyer, the defensive end for West of Pere, falling on the loose ball. So we got matching turnovers here to start this game. I don't know if that was just a bad exchange and that's how it slipped out. No rain right now. Football shouldn't be wet.
Well, I wanted to mention to Ken, the official, he's listening right now, is that there is a shortage of officials.
Yes.
I talked to Steph Hauser, the WI executive director, this past week. Went up to Stevens Point to do a one-on-one Q&A with her.
Oh, nice.
That'll be coming next week, sometime early next week.
Didn't know you did that.
And we talked. That was one of the questions we specifically talked about was the officials shortage.
How's Steph doing these days?
Doing great. Joey was there with her.
Oh, nice.
I talked to him for a quick
watch
second.
Out. Look at this nice run by Alkanivich, quarterback with the keeper right up the gut, reading his blocks, zigging and zagging his way near midfield, right at. Where are they going to spot this?
47, so it's a 17-yard gain.
Joey not taking a little bit of breather from basketball?
No, he was up, and they were doing something. It might have been something like possibly through the NIL stuff. There was a little bit of a meeting, a Zoom meeting going on right after we were done. I was done talking with her.
Look out! Oh, nice stiff arm. Alkanivich, he's got a lot of running. He wants to keep it. Great! Wow, another stiff arm to get himself a couple more yards, but that initial stiff arm definitely cleared some space, and he had a lot of open field and made the right decision, showing some toughness.
Yeah, so he has carries of 17 and 18 yards over the last 2 carries.
6'1", 180-pound quarterback, showing some legs, Ricardo.
4 carries, 49 yards so far for the quarterback.
Steph Hauser mentioned that Sam signed a two-way contract with the Boston Celtics.
Talked about the Celtics just a little bit. They were really. I mean, it was kind of a short time I had with her. So, but I look for that next week.
Najee Mitchell. Nothing doing there. Maybe a yard. Yeah, I think Sam had a real nice summer league, showing he can shoot at the next level. Shooters are coveted at the professional level. So good luck to Sam. How's Steph enjoying her new role?
She looked very, I would say very happy, and looks like she had a lot to do. Over the next couple of weeks, she's going. They have a bunch of meetings coming up in early September, with some coaches, coaching committees and things like that. She was giving me kind of a little bit of a breakdown of what her schedule was, and it looked like she was going to be, finding off time hard to find.
Nice little pass from Alkanivich to number 10, Ryder Lesage, junior wideout. Or Lesage, my apologies. Steph mentioned what a big fan she is of what we do, right? I'm trying to get some, some love from
not
the
particularly.
WIA. Okay. All right. No,
I guess it never came up, but yes.
From you? Come on.
No, I guess I did mention some live streaming things, a question concerning that.
Hortonville burning a timeout here.
Yeah, for West of Pere, this is their second pretty good drive in as many drives. This one started at the 30, Brett. They've already gone 50 or 45 yards. So a lot of those in chunk plays.
Hey, as long as we have a timeout, I want to give ourselves a little bit of a plug. We've got a great deal going on a digital subscription to both the Post-Crescent and the Green Bay Press-Gazette, actually all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites for the next 6 months. You can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription, Ricardo, for just $1. Everybody listening, 6 months, $1. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day. The e-edition, which is a digital replica of the print edition, is also included. So please, folks, help play a vital role in supporting local journalism that you and your community can trust. Learn more details and sign up at postcrescent.com/subscribe and greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe.
I have to clarify, Brett, that's $1 American. That's not a peso, not a franc.
That's it.
Or euro.
6 months, $1. Please, folks, if you're out there, subscribe right now. We appreciate your support. Watch out. Watch out. What good scrambling ability by Alkaniewicz, and incomplete, but he's doing a good job buying some time and making it tough for those defenders to lasso him and bring him down.
I'll tell you what, Peter's Hortonville defensive back was all over that pass attempt, Brett. He was on his receiver very close, able to knock that pass away. I think we're seeing quite a lot of mobility.
Yeah.
And how do you say that quarterback's name again?
Alkaniewicz. It was funny, before the game I asked these coaches, even some of the coaches were having a hard time, and they said, we just call him Sam A.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know if I can do that on a live stream. Parents or relatives might be a little upset.
Play call here. Oh, boy.
Watch out.
That's just a fantastic play call. It's Mitchell's in for the touchdown.
25 yards. And you're right, Ricardo. Beautiful play call. And that was blocked really well up front. So Pere strikes first on the 25-yard score. And a flag on top of that.
We saw that play developing, Brett, and how much, well, not just the amount of space he had, but all those blockers in front of him. And Pere up 6-0 pending this flag. I'll update my Twitter. You can follow me at PC Ricardo, Brett at PC Brettsy.
That's going to go against the Polar Bears, the unsportsmanlike, after the play.
I take it that's assessed on the kickoff.
Ask Ken.
Right, Ken, the official?
Bryce Smith, the junior, out there for the PAT, number 18. And that one looks good for Smith. So with 5:53 to go in this opening quarter, as we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear and Community First Fox City Marathon scoreboard, the Phantoms strike first. They're up 7-0 over the Polar Bears.
Again, I mean, Pere, two pretty good drives there. That first drive, remember, ended on an interception. But one thing we've seen, Brett, and you mentioned that, yes, they lost by 30 points to Tulsa West, but they moved the ball and they scored points.
Absolutely. So we'll see how the Polar Bears respond. Maybe,
Well, Ken was asking about the play. It was just we were talking about what happens there when it's a personal foul, right? Isn't it the call?
After the touchdown.
After the touchdown, it was a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. It was assessed here, as I can see. Wow, they're way up to the 45.
Yep, so there you go, right. There's a good chance to...
I'm going to guess this is going in the end zone.
Boom this, through the end zone and make Hortonville go 80 yards. But I wonder, obviously you got a quarterback like Sam Dodd, you got a good passing attack, but you saw what Wauwatosa West did on the ground, and you would think maybe as a staff we got to establish that running game. Let's see if we can do the same thing and then set up hopefully some play action and get those receivers open downfield as well. We'll see how this next drive goes for Hortonville.
Oh, it's going to be just in, okay. So they'll start at the 20. Hortonville, again, their last drive ended on a fumble.
So, Ricardo, when you were in Stevens Point, I would assume you stopped at our favorite
No, I wasn't.
restaurant
No,
there.
I didn't have time to do that, so there was just some things going on, and
They have some good restaurants around the WIA offices, too.
Yeah, you know, the WIA, I really like where that's at. That's right off the highway there. And
right when you get into town.
Yes.
Yep. Very easy to get to. There's Strange right up the gut.
Well, you talked about it, Brett.
Watch out, Strange, the near sideline, and that's a good 30-yard gain, maybe 31 yards on that pickup, so how about that?
Brett, you hit it right on the head, 31-yard gain for Strange, and when you can run the ball against West Pere, you know, I mean, I know you got Dodd there, one of the state's best quarterbacks, but
make it easier for him.
Yeah,
though, right?
Well, not just that, you know, run it till they stop you.
Yeah.
But 31-yard gain for Strange.
And you know, we've talked to those offensive linemen all the time. At any level, they love getting that running game going.
Yeah, you always want to be going downhill when you're offensive lineman. It's just easier. First down and 10 at the West Pere 49,
right
up the middle.
Gut, Strange, look at this. They're gashing some big yards there. First a 31-yarder and maybe about 8-yard pickup, I think, on that one. Ball at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, second down and 2 for the Polar Bears.
Appreciate everybody checking us out tonight at postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com. Again, our second week of a multi-market game. We love doing those, getting as many folks watching as possible. Both Facebook pages as well, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber to that, please do so as well. We're getting some big-time subscriptions on that, as well as Strange. And, he's going to be stopped, I believe, for no gain, so third and short coming up.
Four carries, 39 yards for Strange.
Yeah.
Most of it on that 31-yard outburst.
I'd be tempted to run it again, Ricardo.
Oh, of course.
You got a real talented back in number 28, Hunter Strange. See if he gets the touch. He does. Oh, nice job by 31 of West Pere. He was in there quick. That's Jacob Breyer again, the defensive end.
No gain.
Now what do you do if you're Ben Stump?
Well, they did stop your running.
Trust your defense, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, fourth down and 3. I'm sorry, they did lose a yard on that. And Brett, you're correct. It's Dodd. 4 receiver set. Strange in the backfield.
Trying to spread out that defense to get Strange a touch. Nope. Dodd's going to sling it and just too high. And turnover on downs. Brady Mashlin, the intended target there, 6'3", 225-pound senior for Hortonville. So credit the Phantoms getting the turnover and now the stop.
I sense some frustration there by Hortonville, Brett. Dodd has yet to complete a pass. Oh, no, he's completed 1 pass, but he's 1 of 4. And that's kind of one of those heightened moments, you know, where you're trying to convert on a fourth down.
I like the decision to go for it. Obviously, now you second guess it, but I like it because there's a lot of talent there on that Hortonville offense. And boy, what a big moment there and a big turn of events. Zach Ruvers coming basically unblocked, Ricardo, with the sack of Alkanivich, and that's a big loss. I was just going to say West Pere has a nice. A good starting point on this field, but you get big time sack backed up to the 35-yard line. Second and 17 now, a 7-yard loss on that sack.
Yeah,
that helps a little bit. If you're the Polar Bears, is Alkanivich now looking for?
Look out!
He's trying to find. He's got Mitchell.
And it was a bit of a screen, but that just lost yards. So credit the Hortonville defense.
Ben Smith, number 5, a linebacker. I think it was number 30 also, Nathan Graham's a sophomore defensive back coming in on the tackle, and that defense coming up ready for the challenge after the turnover and downs. 3rd and 22 now, and you got to feel good about Hortonville forcing a punt here. But we'll see here.
Well, yeah, the defense now, you just got to keep everything in front of you.
Right.
It's third and a mile. Nothing goofy going on here.
Well, they're getting some penetration right now up front as Alkanivich looking for some space and finally wrestled down by number 33, Marshall Van Handel, a senior defensive back for the Polar Bears. So great job really dialing it up and getting some pressure on the quarterback, making him uncomfortable. Obviously, it all started with Ruver's sack on first down. And you can hear the Polar Bear fans in front of us appreciating that defensive effort.
Defense did its job. Now it's time for the offense to kind of wake up a little bit. They had a nice couple runs. Passing game has yet to find itself, and you expect Hortonville to get things going offensively.
Too much talent.
Way too much talent. Oh, that one went right up in the air, Brett, as there's a penalty.
Flag.
I don't know if he got hit.
Well, that scoots out at about the 45-yard line of West of Pere, but let's see what the flag is.
It was a 4th and 16, so it's not an automatic first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, the official. If it's 4th and 16 and it was running into the kicker, unless they do call it a personal foul, we'll see. Running into the kicker. Still 4th down.
5-yard penalty.
Okay.
What's Ken's last name? We always call him Ken the official.
Ken the official, Ken Kelch.
There you go. He's like our Pere, our Gene Sterator. Who else is on TV these days doing all that stuff? Is that Michael Pere?
Yeah, it is Michael Pere. Well, I'll tell you what, Brett. This is unfortunate on two accounts. Number one, they have to kick it again, and number two, that was a poor punt.
Yeah,
and
field position.
It would have been on the West of Pere side of the field.
See what happens on this punt, but yeah, definitely flips field position a little bit for sure. Hortonville going to get away from this, and instead of having it in West of Pere territory, the Polar Bears will start this drive on their own 32-yard line.
It was at least a 20 to 25-yard penalty, and when you look at it that way. First down and 10 at the 32.
The announcer just said somebody was ejected from the game?
So, anybody throwing things onto the field.
Is that what he said? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that must be directed towards the student section.
Yes, I'm guessing.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Not a bad crowd here. We always talk about those first couple weeks of the high school football season, always before Labor Day, right?
Right before school's actually in session.
So nice to see a good crowd here at Akin Field. Is Strange looking for some yards, maybe a yard if that. I think he actually was stopped for no loss. But I think folks maybe trying to squeeze in that last little bit of summer. One more week before school gets going. We got again, week 3 next week, Nina Oshkosh West at Rocket Stadium. But love coming to Akin Field.
Nice facility. Brett, you're still already thinking about hoops.
Yes, well, yes.
2nd and 10 at the 32. Dodd. There's a completion. That's going to bring up a 3rd and manageable.
That's number 80, Ricardo. Aiden Leist, a 5'11 senior wide receiver, so good job snaring that one. Yeah, I mean, I love basketball, obviously, but the only problem is basketball is played during the cold weather months. So I'm not in any real rush right now to get rid of the warmth of summer. And hopefully we'll have a nice fall, too.
3rd and 3 for Dodd and company. Trying to get something going on offense here as they trail 7-0.
Dodd wide. Oh, a little high. Seems a little bit off right now with those throws. Couple high ones now, as that was intended to Jack Chrisnack, a junior wide receiver. So 3 and out for the Polar Bears as the punt team comes onto the field. So just maybe you got to kind of hone in on the accuracy a little bit. Things are a little bit high, and I'm sure they'll talk about that on the sideline. Get Dodd back into a rhythm. Maybe the easy thing to do there is set up some screens, some quick rhythm stuff, get that ball out of his hand, and that's a way to maybe get your quarterback really hot here in the next offensive series. We'll see. Whoa, got to hurry that punt, and got a good one off.
Yeah, that's going to be right at the 25.
Carter Schmidt, I believe, number 25 with the catch as well.
I think we'll be seeing the final play of the quarter. Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me again at PC Ricardo. Brett at PC Brett C.
Alkanivich, and he hands off to Mitchell. Good pursuit Ricardo is again number 63, was the first one back there. We've called his name a few times. Zach Roovers having himself a big-time game up front. He kind of disrupted that play. Mitchell had to cut it back inside, and there was a whole bunch of Roovers' teammates in red jerseys ready to bring him down. As that is how this first quarter comes to a close. Just one score so far in the books, the 25-yard screen pass from Alkanevich to Mitchell with 5:53 remaining in the opening quarter, and that's where we're at as we transition to quarter number 2. We take a look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard. The Phantoms on top, 7-0.
Yeah, Strange with 6 carries, 38 yards. You were talking about Mitchell. He has 6 carries for 14 yards. So see how the second quarter turns out here as West of Pere again. They'll have it 2nd and 11.
Well, they really have a nice setup here. They got the inflatable over there to get these players on and off the field. But look at that nice little huddle set up in front of us in the bench.
Yeah.
Got a tent for it and everything. So they spare no cost here. You know it's only a matter of time before they're going to get that. They're going to get that indoor facility pushed through at some point.
Now they're going to have some kind of field goal competition at halftime.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have to watch that, yeah. It was free. Anybody coming in with a ticket, I of course had to respectfully decline. But they're going to run a little raffle. I think that's what that was for.
I'd like to see you out there kicking field goals.
Oh, boy, yeah, that would not be pretty. 2nd and 11 at the 25 for West of Pere.
I've seen you shoot basketballs. That's not pretty.
Well, yeah, they're really similar, my friend.
Little toss.
Mitchell.
Yep, nice cut back inside. Look, he's got some wheels coming all the way across the field. I think he's got the first down. Let's see where the official marks him.
Right at the 35, so.
That moves the chains. Great cutback by Mitchell. Plants that left foot and just explodes back to his right. Found a nice little seam and good blocking up front by the guys.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 1, though, because he had lost a yard on the first down.
Oh, it was short. Yes, you're right. Okay, so 3rd and 1. And now Mitchell.
Oh, well, I don't think he got it.
Well,
no, I don't think he got it at all. They're going to mark him as a no gain.
Yeah, he's going to be about a half yard shy. So what do you do if you're Chris Grayson?
Oh, you got to punt it. You can't try that stuff here, especially and give them a short field with an offense that's struggling.
Actually, it's going to be a full yard shy where they spot the ball at the 35. So yeah, the punt team coming onto the field. Good job by the Hortonville defense to close those gaps. I thought Mitchell, when he got the handoff, he had some running space, but that defense closed those holes quickly. Winston Peters, sophomore, number 3, back to field this punt. See if he gets a return off.
Oh, quick.
Oh, a little fake.
And he has the first down.
Good play call and well executed by the Phantoms. Number 24, he has it. Andrew Bumgart, sophomore, listed as a 6'1", 220-pound running back. How about that?
6-yard gain.
Little snap to Bumgart, and he's got the strength to plow forward. And, yeah, how about that? Ball at the 41. So, little trickery by Grayson and the staff to secure that first down.
First down and 10 at the 41 for West of Pere.
Frustrating, right? If you're a Polar Bears defender,
well, those are always,
you think you're off the field.
Yeah, those are always deflating.
There's Mitchell again. I think that might have been number 63, Rubers, wrapping him up. Boy, is he having a game up front.
Big kid. Again, you said he was 300?
No, Rubers is 6'1", 260 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Defensive lineman, number 63.
Kind of the run to the litter is what you're saying.
Well, he's pretty fast. Right in the middle of that defense.
Ball at the 43. 2nd down and 9 for West of Pere. I think that was a jet sweep.
Guess who? Guess who was there on that tackle? It's Rubers again. Is that Lesage, number 10, the junior on the jet sweep? Little toss to him, but Rubers, Ricardo, he's just He's just pushing his way through it, and nobody can block him right now.
3rd and 15. That takes it all the way back to the 36.
I don't know how many tackles he has. Just watch big number 63 in the middle of that Hortonville defense.
Pressured and sacked.
I think that was number 61 on the sack for Hortonville. Tucker McGlone, senior defensive end for the Polar Bears. Wondering if that would be in relation to Macy McGlone.
Oh, good question. Oh, Macy McGlone, the former Hortonville girls basketball standout, now at UWM.
That's your school.
It is my school.
So we're seeing some good defensive play here. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting some fireworks. Oh, I think there might be an offsides. We'll see. Against the Polar Bears. That's the bad news. The good news is it was 4th and 19 on that punt. So
right.
You got some wiggle room there. But you mentioned, I talked about it a little bit in the open, but last year when these two teams met, Hortonville beat West Appear 43-39. That was a game played at West Appear September 25th, 2020. The opening game, I think, for both teams. And it was won literally in the last second. Sam Dodd hit Parker Lawrence on a 20-yard TD pass with just 1 second remaining. To give the Polar Bears that dramatic win. Dodd, 281 yards and 4 touchdowns to lead the Polar Bears, who finished with 483 total yards. Parker Lawrence, he's going to play basketball this coming season at St. Norbert College. He caught all 4 of those TDs, finished with 7 receptions for 203 yards.
That's all?
Oh, that's a high punt, but short. Really high. And down at the 49-yard line. So good field position for the Polar Bears coming after that punt. Chase Hughes, remember him? He rushed for 196 yards in that game last year, 2 touchdowns on 19 carries. David Vanderlot, he ran for 205 yards and 3 touchdowns on 32 carries to lead West Appear. Phantoms had 328 rushing yards in that game. Remember quarterback Josh Blount?
Of course.
He's going to play baseball this next spring in Illinois State. Boy, what a standout he was at West Appear. He accounted for 2 touchdowns and 243 total yards in that game. That's kind of what I was expecting again this season, this matchup.
There we go.
But so far, it's been all defense. But a nice strike. Dodd to Adam Voss, number 84. Just what we were saying, right? Quick rhythm stuff. Get the ball out. Get your quarterback going, feeling pretty good about himself. Build that momentum. And maybe then you can take some strikes. And obviously you still want to get that ground game going with Strange as well.
15-yard play there. But, I mean, for Dodd, that's just trying to get him in rhythm.
Yep.
First down and 10 right at the 36, and Strange up the middle.
Good job by number 8, West Appear. Joseph Joyner, a junior linebacker, tripping up Strange, getting back there quickly. So seeing speed defensively, especially from both sides tonight.
2nd down and 8. Ball at the 34.
Hey, it's kind of fun to watch some defensive football, isn't it? Both teams with turnovers. And
you know, offense has become so chic now, and it's nice to see nothing wrong with a good defensive game.
A little slugfest.
2nd down and 8 again for Hortonville.
Strange right up the gut, and really nothing doing there. Good job by that front to penetrate. I think number 33 got in there as well from the back end. Zach Mangan, actually the senior linebacker, helping out his guys up front.
You know, other than that little flurry of runs by Hortonville, I think West Appear pretty much shut down that run game.
Yeah. So here, 3rd and 8. What's your play call if you're Sam Dodd? Maybe try to set up a screen like we saw for the touchdown that West Appear had in the first quarter.
Yeah, West Appear has been getting penetration, so that would be a good counter. We're near the 6:25 mark here in the second quarter.
Slings it. Dodd looking downfield and caught. Wow.
And I think Dodd threw that off his back foot.
He did, and that's Leist with a nice catch. There was pretty good coverage on that. Somehow squeezing that ball along the far sideline and gets it in. First down, ball at the 22-yard line. And you're right, a little off balance on that throw, but showing that arm strength. Good connection between Dodd and Leist, and the Polar Bears in business here on this drive.
6 minutes left here in the first half. Hortonville down 7-0, but in prime field position here as
good tackle.
Strange is tackled for a loss, a 2-yard loss back to the 24.
That 32 guy Reese Goodman, the senior linebacker, 6'2", 195 pounds, and fast. He got it back there quickly.
Well, I think if you're West Pere,
shooting that gap.
You got to be happy. Coach Greisen has to be with the way his team's playing overall after that Week 1 performance, because they're leading 7-0. And even though the defense has given up plays here and there, they've pretty much contained a pretty good Hortonville offense.
I got to keep my eye on Wauwatosa West and see what.
Yeah, well, what's their deal if that's actually
kidding.
If they can continue that momentum.
3-prong rushing attack that they had against the Phantoms last week. Good diving run by Strange, and ball's going to be at the 15. So that's a big run. Now it's 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short here.
3rd and, I think, 3? Yes.
And you're well within field goal range for the Polar Bears with Klein in that leg, but they're not thinking 3, they're thinking 6. A lot of things, Ricardo, you can do here in this situation. You can run. Let's see what they want to do. And that's Strange. Got big blockers up front. Kicks it outside.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
And he is into the end zone. Great job blocking. That's a 15-yard score for Strange.
Brett, you hit it on the head. I mean, that was – you could see that from up here how well that was blocked. And really, Strange wasn't touched at all.
Not at all.
So Strange with the 15-yard touchdown run.
Drew Klein in for the PAT, but boy, Strange really doing a good job of just reading how that blocking was. He had 2 guys in front of him in a bunch of field and just bounced it outside, untouched, 15-yard scamper. And now we're just waiting for Klein's extra point try. Gets it up and through to tie this one up here at Akin Field as we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard. 7-7 is the score with 4:33 to play. We got a good one here, a nice Week 2 non-conference battle between these two programs.
See if I can update some scores here from around the area, BC.
Well, that Neenah Menasha game finally should be getting going, I would think, at Calder Stadium. First time they're playing the longtime rivals. First time in 7 seasons, 7 years. That was a staple every remember when Menasha used to be with in the FVA.
Yes.
In fact, I've got some information that Neenah Menasha game. That's the 97th meeting all time and the first since 2013. Actually, they're playing a red, white, and blue game tonight with all proceeds and donations collected at the game benefiting local veterans. So not only renewing the rivalry, but playing for a nice cause as well. So that's got to be a fun matchup at Calder Stadium. I used to cover, that used to be my neck of the woods, the Neenah Menasha area when I first joined with the Post Crescent, even before. I always covered Neenah Menasha and St. Mary Catholic, St. Mary Central back then. And that Neenah Menasha game was always an anticipated matchup, and it was kind of sad to see Menasha leave for the Bay. As that, look at where that kick went out of the end zone. How about that leg? And that's kind of, I didn't see which way the wind was, but
no, the wind's blowing that way.
But that's a heck of a boot. But it was always fun when those two teams played each other. But then Menasha leaves the FVA, and glad they can finally renew that rivalry. Getting a little windy here at Akin Field.
7-0 Kimberly's over at Schwabenon, just to give you a heads up on that.
It's a close score.
That's in the first quarter. First down and 10 at the 20 for West Pere as the winds have been picking up here, Brett.
Yeah, a little bit of another front moving through, huh? Nice little scramble by Alkanivich.
Seven-yard gain. 2nd and 3 for the Phantoms here as they're trying to answer that touchdown drive by Hortonville. Nearing the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Again, no rain is expected, but it is nice and windy now.
Nice play action.
Look out.
Watch out. Guess who again?
Oh, my goodness.
Whoa!
Why did he
That's
throw
a fumble.
that? That is a fumble.
I don't know if there's no way he could have been trying to throw that. I think it just slipped out of his hands. number 63 again, Zach Ruvers. He's going to get credited with the sack, getting in there, blowing up that play, and then that ball is loose. Officials are talking it over, though, right now. Hortonville saying that's their ball.
Why would he throw that on the way down? I mean, he was in the grasp and everything.
Well, is that what they're saying? Maybe he was in the grasp, or was his knee down before that ball came loose? Hortonville defense saying, no, that's our ball. Well, let's see what the officials decide.
I mean, why would he throw that? Right? Does that defy logic? I mean,
yeah, at that point, you're wrapped up. You just got to go down and live for another.
Either way, that would
down.
be intentional grounding, right?
Well, let's see what the call is. And there's going to be a flag. Are they? Maybe that's what the flag.
They are going to call intentional grounding.
So they're going to say that's an incomplete pass. It is. Good call, Ricardo. So intentional grounding, loss of down and yardage.
Ken, the official, you got some competition, my friend. So they'll mark this off. So
3rd and a country mile, I believe, coming up now.
Will the ball be yeah, it's at the 16 now. And the first down marker is right at the 30, so 3rd and 14.
So no fumble, luckily, for Akin Field. He's trying to make something happen, huh?
Yeah, referee Kent says, nice job. As Mitchell's taking down. That's not Rivers again, is it?
Again. He's
Somebody
unstoppable.
stop him. He is just destroying that West De Pere offensive line.
What do you do, Ricardo? If you try to double team him, then you're going to have other guys open on that front.
I'm telling you, Rivers is having a game unlike I've seen in a while from a defensive lineman.
It's like Reggie White.
He's just throwing guys around.
As
the kids say, he's clowning. He's clowning those offensive linemen.
I
don't know.
Is that a new thing?
Am I using that right, CC? It's clowning.
I've never heard that term.
I don't know if I'm using that right. These kids with their hippity hop music and the iPods.
You're starting to get old.
I am old.
I just hope this wind settles down a little bit.
Oh, I like it.
Well, I just don't want this to be a precursor to some massive storm coming.
It's really nice and refreshing.
But Ricardo, I'm worried about our equipment more than anything. I'm not worried about you.
Okay, good. That's very nice. Thank you. I'm glad to be appreciated here. 4th and 18.
Definitely has shifted. It was not blowing towards us to start, but it kind of looks like it might be scooting past us and then going
yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as ominous to. I don't know what direction that is over there.
I think that'd be more northwest.
Hold on a minute, Brett. I got a compass here on the old iPhone.
There you go. Nobody seems to be too worried here in the press box, so I'm sure they're keeping an eye on radar.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Brett. That is to the north.
So it's passing us by and not
I would
hit
hope
us?
so. West to east.
Well,
I just saw a lightning.
But that's not here. That's farther away.
Yeah, that's past us. Good point, Brett.
I think if that was coming our way, they would stop it, but.
Oh, Brett, see, you said that, and now they're.
Okay, so there we
are.
But
that was past us, unless there was something behind us. Oh, there's another lightning.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is fun. We are in a delay. Check the old radar here. So it's heavy rain and a thunderstorm starting in 29 minutes. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and Ken, the official, says it's 30 minutes after, and there was just another lightning appearance, so that gets reset now.
Looks like we're going to hit the tail end of that.
I see where that is. Yeah, we're at the very bottom.
So it's not going to last very long.
Yes, so we're at least here another 30 minutes.
My question is, what do we do with our equipment, though? We're protected here. I'm just more worried about our cameras. I guess we're going to have to play it by ear. I'm a little worried that the wind has shifted towards us. So we are in a delay, a weather delay.
We don't have any backup programming to run during this weather delay?
Unfortunately, no. It's too bad we couldn't get these last 2 minutes and 57 seconds done and have halftime at least,
yes.
Right?
And of course, they're making all the fans move out.
One of the press box guys came over from Hortonville and said, well, they haven't kicked us out of the press box yet, but we'll let you know if that's going to happen.
Well, if that's the case, I don't think we can run this then, Brett.
Well, we might have to then shut her down for the evening, right? I would think so. And
yes.
Batten down the hatches. But it didn't look like there was going to be too much of a storm hitting us.
Ken, the official says, hey, the Brewers are down 2-0.
Oh, great. Going against the lowly Twins on top of that. Really making my night feel good.
Oh, there's just another lightning appearance, Brett. That's unfortunate, Brett. You're right. We were very close to halftime. Ken, the official says start singing, but there's no band, and you don't want to do. You want to hear me do an a cappella. I'm not a member of Boys to Men. It's not raining though.
No.
It's it's just ominous lightning.
So hopefully whatever's coming will kind of scoot past us. Or I see the athletic director down there, Sam Englund. He's on the phone. Now he's got to turn into not only an athletic director but a meteorologist. Got to figure some things out.
Rain delay here with 2:57 left.
Yeah, so we got looks like we got definitely some heavy weather coming, but I don't think it's going to take too long to get through.
Yeah, we were hoping we'd get through most of it.
We'll see how this goes. I guess if we have to leave, then we're going to have to shut down and maybe restart. I might have to, talking technical stuff, I might have to restart another file and just go again with part 2. We'll see how this goes, though. I can't remember. I don't think we've ever done a stream, Ricardo, a football stream, or any stream where we've had a weather delay, where we've had a stop.
Yeah. 8:15 BC. 8:15.
So 8:15 is the projected time to get back at it. So not too long from now. The question is, which way is that wind blowing, and do we have to protect the cameras? And hopefully, maybe as it comes through, maybe a little bit that stuff will dissipate. I am kind of eyeing up those umbrellas, so we might have to put them in front of our cameras. Not yet. We'll see how the rain goes, but I'm just kind of watching which way that wind was blowing. Because I don't think we can get those windows in without screwing up our cameras here.
Yeah, you're right. It is eerily quiet here now.
Last time when we were setting up, the rain was going the opposite way, so I wasn't too worried about it. But at this point, it's not about our safety, it's about the safety of our equipment.
Yes. .257 left here in the first half. We are in a rain delay until 8:15. Brett, Ken the official says maybe we got to entertain ourselves by maybe rattling off lists like top 5 candy bars. I'll tell you what. That's a list that would take some time to compile for me. But then there's the wind now. It's blowing again. Brett, you wouldn't want to shut this down and then restart it when we get back up again?
No, I'm going to hold off a little bit. We'll see. I think the worst, the brunt of it is going to be not hitting us. It's going to be farther away for sure. But I'll keep an eye on stuff, and I do see some umbrellas over there, so we can probably prop them in our window. We can shut the window here on our end. Maybe we'll do that here.
Oh no, I like the breeze.
All right.
I didn't say close it.
Top 5 candy bars. Well, number 1 Snickers for me. Number 2 peanut butter cup. Number 3 Kit Kat. Number 4.
Well, my number 1 would be black licorice, then Mounds bar. No, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Who drinks it?
And then the marshmallow. What's the marshmallow peanuts that everyone doesn't like? And the Peeps.
Was that like a Mallow cup or something? Or?
That's not a candy bar. Now that I think about it. Ken the official says the correct answer is Heath for all 5. I'm not a big fan of Heath bars.
Toffee type.
Toffee's okay, but that's too much toffee.
I'm trying to think though, beyond my top 3, what I'll eat like a Milky Way. What about the 3 Musketeers? What is that? It's like
that's
biting
nothing.
into air.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's one of the most overrated candy bars you can get.
Listen, last year, this is how I did it when Halloween. Halloween's not all that far away now, but I purposely bought extra bags and it was like a combo bag of peanut butter cups, Kit Kats, And no, I didn't get Snickers. I just got 2 big bags of that, and we didn't get a ton. We didn't get a ton of trick-or-treaters.
Yep.
And I knew that, so then I have some extra for myself.
Oh, very nice. You love you some you, is what you're telling me. Okay.
So what I do is, I'm kind of it's a bad habit. And usually 10:30 at night, I say, I need a little snack here before I really settle down.
Now, is this in addition to your bowl of cereal every night?
I don't eat that every night.
Okay.
But I'll probably get back
your
in
bowl
that
of
Cheerios or.
I was gonna say maybe what's that? Grape Crunch nut.
No, I don't. No, Kicks.
Wheaties.
Kicks maybe. No, but then I'd always I'm gonna have a few peanut butter cups or maybe a couple Kit Kats. And
a couple of them.
Well, they're just the little ones.
Oh, the little ones. Oh, okay.
Bite-sized ones. Yeah, they're not the main ones. So. Looking at the scoring here in the first half, just a pair of touchdowns. West of Pere was first, a 25-yard screen pass from Sam Alkanivich to Najee Mitchell. Made it 7-0 West of Pere with 5:53 to play in the first quarter. Then we saw the 15-yard run by number 28 Hunter Strange of Hortonville with 4:33 to go here in the second quarter. 7-7 is the score, but we are in a weather delay waiting for some storms to pass on by. Got some lightning north of here. Hopefully that stays. The worst of it is definitely north of here.
Well, I wonder if they could, would they even need a halftime? Does that have to be taken? Can they just go right into the third quarter?
Have like a little 5-minute breather, and this is their halftime.
I don't know. Is that
now.
Possible? Ken, the official, as he's listening right now, this is kind of like it's going to be a 35-40 minute delay here. I don't think they have to have a conventional halftime, do they? You don't want people out there running around with, the drum line and all that stuff out there anyway.
Shorten it and let's get through. Let's get through the evening. What do you got? Some scores around the area?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to look that up right now. But I'm guessing if this is going through here now, that there's a bunch of games that are going to be delayed just a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Lane Evans is saying, "Hey, just say wow for the next 20 minutes, and we'll drink every time you say it." Like
easy.
Lane, you know us too well, my friend.
Easy.
Hey, Wrightstown is up 7-0. As I'm looking at some of these scores coming over. He's funny. I like that one. AJ Korth puts Menasha up 7-0 over Nino. What? Okay. Whoa. Got an update already. Jack Zemlock with an 11-yard touchdown run. Now that game is tied. Menasha and Nina 7-7. As that's from Adriana Torres. So she's there at that game. So I wonder if they're being delayed a bit, but it doesn't look like that's the case.
I was seeing some games being pushed up, earlier starts tonight, 6 o'clock, that sort of. I've even seen maybe 1 or 2 that were pushed to tomorrow. I think tomorrow's weather is supposed to be a little bit better, but.
Well, Brett, Xavier and Wrightstown are playing, and Xavier has now tied up that Wrightstown game 7-7 in the second quarter.
Okay. Well, it gives us an opportunity here to talk about some things coming up.
Well, before you do that, Brett, why don't you gather your notes or whatever?
Yeah,
I'll talk about, I was at I'm on Green Bay Preble yesterday to watch Appleton North play the Hornets there. And let me tell you, Appleton North looked good. Now, Appleton North, for those of you who aren't aware, last week they had a heck of a game against Franklin, the #1 ranked team in the state, by the way. That's even above Muskego. Okay.
Are they going to be playing pretty soon?
Yes, I think they're playing next week.
Okay, that's going to be a monster game.
So Franklin with their UW recruit at quarterback, Beckett, I can't remember his last name. He threw 5 touchdowns, but 3 of those were in a 21-0 outburst in the fourth quarter. So I believe Appleton North was leading 31-14, but ended up losing 35-14. And I was talking to Coach Salm afterwards. He was obviously happy that his team came out and played well against Green Bay Preble. And again, they were up 35-0 after the first quarter yesterday, and running clock obviously in the second half ended up winning 56-6. He said that's the kind of game where you kind of see your senior leaders. How are they going to respond? How are they going to take that kind of spanking, I guess in the fourth quarter respectively? What do you do with that? And he said we have way too many good seniors to not turn that around, and they did. They came out in that first quarter. That was about as dominant as I've ever seen a team from Appleton North play. This Cal Martini, we know, we've been saying his name seemingly for 10 years. The running back, he had 3 touchdowns in that first quarter, a bunch of yards. He also had a 95-yard touchdown that was called back on penalty, and he was weaving back. He must have ran 150 yards going back and forth throughout the field on that. I thought Appleton North looked fantastic. I talked to some of the assistant coaches. I won't reveal names, but I can tell you after the live stream, Brett, who it was. But they were saying, that was the number 1 team in the States, apparently, and Appleton North acquitted itself quite well. They did well. They were leading by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, we know going into the season, Ricardo, that Appleton North team is particularly offensively.
Yes, and they were that way yesterday for sure.
There was a lot of key guys back. Matthew Scheckelman, the really good senior quarterback. You mentioned Cal Martini. They got some really nice.
Alex Heron, the
stable
receiver.
Of receivers. So
offensive line, Wesley King, the great defensive lineman, is now playing right tackle for them, and they were very strong yesterday. And
so they're loaded for bear
yes,
on that side
are.
of the ball.
That's going to be what we're seeing Appleton North against Kimberly in 2 weeks.
Week 4 will be at Papermaker Stadium. That could be a game. Not undefeated teams, obviously, with Appleton North losing in the last second to Franklin, but still, that's going to be a heck of a battle for the Papermakers. And it always is when those 2 teams get together. It's been a number of seasons since Appleton North has won against Kimberly, but those are always great matchups. There's going to be a lot of attention on that media-wise, and we will be there at Papermaker Stadium. Actually, next week we'll be at Neenah for the Rockets against Oshkosh West. Should be an interesting.
Yeah, and West right now is tied 7-7 at the half.
Okay. Yeah, our live coverage next Friday will kick off at 6:45 p.m. We'll be on postcrescent.com and the northwestern.com, both Facebook pages, and of course, again, our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. And you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on any of our network websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. We're looking forward to that. That's week 3. Week 4, as I mentioned, Kimberly and Appleton North. Week 5, right now, tentatively, we're going to go up to Bayport for Bayport De Pere. Should be a fun game. But the Redbirds taking one on the chin last week in week 1 to Wausau West. I guess that
Wausau West, they feel pretty good up there about that team this season.
They got a nice running back who I think had 4 or 5 touchdowns against De Pere. And, of course, De Pere coming in as the favorite to win the FRCC North. Gabe Hammond, that talented quarterback, and so we'll see how that plays out. But that's our Week 5 live stream. Week 6, we're looking at Little Chute Wrightstown. That could be a really fun Northeastern Conference battle. 2 heavyweights. Little Chute, one of the favorites to win that conference, along with Luxembourg-Cascano. Of course, you have to put Wrightstown and Freedom in. That's a 4-team race, I think, in the NEC. But that should be a fun game at Fitzpatrick Field. Week 7, I believe, it's going to be Kimberly and Fond du Lac at Kimberly. And then Week 8, we're going to see Fond du Lac again hosting Appleton North. Right now, Week 9 is open. We're going to kind of see how that plays out. Maybe Wausau West actually comes here to Hortonville in Week 9. That might be for a conference title. We'll kind of see how those 2 teams fare as the season goes along as well. Kimberly and Kaukauna are playing that night as well.
We talked about, I think you asked about what I felt about Hortonville competing in that Valley Football Association. I think they'll be fine. I think they will be right up there with DC Everest. Maybe this is an emerging Wausau West team. We're not sure how they're going to do over the whole season, but Hortonville, in my opinion, they would have competed for a playoff spot in the FVA, the regular FVA, and I think over there they're going to compete for a division title. So I really like what I see from Hortonville. I think they're going to be there right at the end, determining. Maybe that is the game that decides who's the champ is in the Valley Football Association.
Yeah, that could be. So Week 9 is the only week that I don't have set right now, but that gives me some wiggle room to kind of see how things are going to play out. And then, of course, we're going to play. We're going to do live stream playoff games as well. We'll do the first 4 levels. So it looks like we're going to have more of an 8:30 start time. Just got to get that band
They must have just saw a lightning strike here then.
Well, I think they're anticipating that little bit of red, that string that's going to come through here. The heavy stuff, the worst stuff, is definitely north, which is for our sake good that we don't have to hopefully end up getting ripped apart and taken to Oz.
Well, yeah, exactly. Brett, if you don't mind, if you look on the postcrescent.com under the sports and varsity headers, you should find our Elite 11 preseason All Fox Valley football team. That was released on Monday, this past Monday. And I'll read off the guys who make up that team in the Elite 11. Again, Jaden Montgomery for Bayport, the linebacker, running back. I believe he might be out for the first couple weeks here. I think he's nursing an injury. But he's the Iowa recruit, the son of, is it Jerry Montgomery? The Packer assistant coach. So he's a heck of a player, a linebacker, and one of the hardest hitting kids you'll ever see. For Nina, Matt Young, the defensive back quarterback, he is starting at quarterback, so he's doing double duty. He's also on the Elite 11. Max Rader, from Green Bay, Notre Dame. Now, the story with Max is that, first off, he's a North Dakota State recruit. He had off-season surgery, so he's actually not playing, or he's not expected to play. I guess there's a small chance he could play if they're in the third week of the playoffs or something like that. But he's also on the team. Drew Mears, the Fox Valley Lutheran quarterback, threw 25 touchdowns last year, Brett. I think we saw one of those games last year, if I remember right.
Yeah, we did the FEL Freedom game. I don't know if you were there that night.
I might not have been there, but yeah, so Drew Mears is on the team, the quarterback from Fox Valley Lutheran. Will Campbell, and he's a big part of that Kaukauna defense on the team. Wesley King, we talked about Appleton North. He's doing it both ways. He's the number 1 ranked defensive lineman in the state by WisSports.net, the senior defensive lineman. Also playing full-time right tackle on offense, Wesley King. Caleb Renard of De Pere, the linebacker for the Redbirds, is on the Elite 11. Also on the Elite 11, Isaac Vandenbush, the Luxembourg Casco running back, had 200 yards rushing last week. Brett did Isaac Vandenbush. And then Billy Schraith, the St. Mary Springs offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and Wisconsin recruit, doing a lot of good things for Springs. Owen Polakowski, Kimberly wide receiver. We saw a lot of him last year, and very talented basketball player as well. Devin Arriaga, the Menasha offensive lineman. He's an all-region pick, and he's back for the Blue Jays, leading them. And he's also, that rounds out actually our Elite 11 football team. So please check that out again on postcrescent.com under the sports and varsity tabs. Got to give Jim Rosendick a shout out because he put together those little Elite 11 digital showcases.
Well, he does a great job. Actually, I know Rosie out of town this weekend. I think he's said he would be checking in on us, and hopefully everything looks good. It looks good on my end, and we were having great numbers actually until the weather delay. And as you keep talking about candy bars, the numbers just keep dropping. So
that wasn't my idea, Ken, the official.
Hey. Got to give a shout out to one of our friends, Logan Disson. He's watching the game over in Combined Locks. He's also watching the Kimberly live stream. The Papermakers are up 14-0. So Logan, hope you're doing well.
Berlin up 28-0 over Watoma. See if I can find some other ones. Now Menasha leads 14-7 over Nina. AJ Korth, 81-yard touchdown run, BC.
Wow.
That just happened. Just got the update from our buddy Doug Ritchie.
Well, we'll see Nina next week. Looking forward to seeing the Rockets. And right now, Menasha, maybe have to wait till playoff time to see what the Blue Jays do. But definitely want to catch a Blue Jay game. And we saw them in the spring and was impressed with A.J. Korth. I know they lost to Notre Dame in the game we streamed at Calder Stadium, but was excited to see his development as well.
As there's more lightning showing up, Brett. So what does that reset? Ken, the official, please tell me it doesn't reset again. I think he's going to give me bad news on that end.
I think you got to wait.
Another 30 minutes. Well, Appleton West, hey, Brett, over at the Bonta Bowl. Got the big Appleton West, Appleton East game going on. And Appleton West is now up 10-7 over Appleton East.
Are they playing still?
Yes, they are. According to, well, at least Jordan Jacobson just uploaded a short video. Jordan Jacobson, a part-timer for the Post Crescent. He's there taking it in and giving some video highlights. So thank you, Jordan, for doing that. In fact, I'll retweet.
Well, I'm going to just check the app here. It says rain and a thunderstorm starting in 12 minutes. So, and looking again, it's just a small, thin line, but definitely some heavy weather.
Brett, Ken, the official, says we keep on glitching.
Well, it's got to be on his end because Ken, we're not hearing that from anybody else.
Yeah,
so,
Ken.
Maybe do a little recache of your computer or restart or something.
Maybe pay your internet bill. Quit doing it off dial-up.
But yeah, there was a big strike of lightning there out in front of us. That's to the east, I think. If I'm trying to picture how the stadium is set up. So the big question is, what do we do with the cameras?
Are they expensive? Can we just leave them there?
I'm
I'm just being a goof.
Well, I'm just looking at. I think if push comes to shove, we could probably open up some umbrellas and just kind of block the rain if they come in. We have the windows out here in the press box, at least the camera side, obviously.
Brett, what can you tell us about the update on the clubhouse? So we'll try to pass some time here.
Yeah, Clubhouse Live. That's our weekly Packer show. That's starting September 13th at the clubhouse downtown Appleton.
And I by the way, I walked past the at least the hotel there now, and they did remove they had covered the windows that led to the outside from the clubhouse. Red Lion did, making it like the Bat Cave for some reason.
Right.
But now they've taken off that wood and it looks beautiful. You see the windows and everything there again, and I don't know what the decision there was.
I think it was maybe it was just easy just to kind of, rather than cut around the windows, just to slap those boards up and not have to.
Possibly, yeah.
That was kind of maybe my thought, but yeah, that's at the hotel. The Paper Valley Hotel is going to be under a new brand. I think that's going to be the Hilton coming up soon. The transition is already underway, and I know they've remodeled the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill, but that is where our Packer show takes place, year 13 for us. And last year we were virtual for obvious reasons, and this year we're going to attempt to go back in person. Feeling pretty good about that. And for the second straight year, Green Bay Packers wide receiver number 13, celebrating season 13.
Lazard.
Yeah, he's going to be our co-host again, Alan Lazard. So
love him. Good guy.
He's having a great camp from all accounts, and looking forward to seeing him, bringing some teammates on. We'll lay out the health and safety protocols on our Facebook page as we get closer, facebook.com/clubhouse live. But that's
so
Mondays.
I'm gonna have to wear a mask.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Because I'm gonna purchase a Bears one if that's the case.
I'm thinking maybe Cooney's can supply us with some masks.
No, I want the Bears one.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But we'll put everything out there. I can tell you that normally our show is very heavy fan interaction. There's not going to be any personal fan interaction.
No,
this
exactly.
season. We're going to kind of have to cordon off the fans and keep them at a distance from the players. And there's even talking about maybe putting plexiglass between me and Alan and his guest, or just me and Alan and the guys. So we'll see. But that's September 13th. That's the day after the Packers take down the Saints. And we'll start.
Jameis Winston now starting for the Saints.
Yeah, who do you want, Winston or Rodgers? I think I know the answer to that.
Well, I think it's better than Rodgers and
Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to that. 6:30 all throughout the Packers season, Monday nights, and we'll take it as far as the Packers go. And really looking forward to that. But again, give us a like at facebook.com/clubhouse live, and you can watch it in person or you can watch it live, and you can actually interact, ask some questions in a live chat. We'll have prizes to give away, all that good stuff. So please check it out, either in person or live online.
Brett, I just saw lightning a second ago, so it's reset again. And Ken, the official, says we might as well just take in the cameras because it'll be an hour easily. Brett, do I get overtime for this?
I'm going to think we're going to get some overtime.
Sweet.
I see Sam Englund, the athletic director, he's going to come up, and we'll get the final call from him and kind of what he's thinking. If we have to shut down, then we will. And I can
there's
just
more lightning I just saw.
Take the time to build a new file, or maybe this game, you never know, they could suspend this and just have to end up playing it
Saturday, tomorrow. Which would be kind of fun.
Or finish it, but we'll see how it goes.
I wish they had more Saturday games, to tell you the truth. But I know it's the college day and everything. But
it used to be
Saturday,
how it was.
Saturday morning games, always fun.
Right now it's 8:30, but it's going to push about 8:45 most likely.
Okay.
Just so everybody's aware.
8:45 we're looking at, so probably maybe we have to shut down, I think, for a little while, and if we're going to have to maybe batten down the hatches or something, but I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to shut down this live stream for the time being. It's going to be a little bit while before we can resume, and we'll have another link out there at some point to try to get this going again. We don't know. That was Sam Englund, the athletic director here at Hortonville High School, saying right now it's 8:30, but it is going to get pushed back to 8:45. more than likely it might even get pushed back further yet. So I think that's what we're going to do, folks. But stay with us. Right now we're talking 8:30, but more likely 8:45, even closer to 9 o'clock when we might be able to resume this game. But there's lightning strikes going all over the place.
It's too bad that Rosie didn't have like a technical difficulties or something, or rain delay.
We'll have to do that. So I'm going to shut down for now, and hopefully we will be back later tonight. But thanks for checking us out so far tonight. For Ricardo and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson signing off for now from Akin Field at Hortonville High School. We're in a weather delay, 2 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the second quarter. It is 7-7. We're deadlocked. And let's hope we can resume action later tonight. Thanks for watching so far, everybody.